wanna know who you really are, what you dream about at night. I wanna know who you really are, baby, come into the light. I wanna know you. I wanna know you.
The clock keeps ticking as the time flies by. So many times I've forgiven you in my mind.
Well, welcome everyone to the second night this week of round 5 action in the Barfoot and Thompson New Zealand Badminton League, and this again is another intriguing clash as teams try to battle for the second place in the grand final. Reminding you that the Tigers are already there. They booked their place at Sky City Theatre on May the 1st, but there is a heck of a race for that second grand final spot, and tonight it's the race between the second and third place teams, the Rockets and the Apples. Justine Villegas is alongside again tonight, and this is a little bit similar to last night. Desperation times, both teams really need the win.
Yes, they do, especially if Rockets want to maintain the second place. They really need to win this and get as many points as they can. And
it's interesting, when we look at the lineups, we're going to see some changes. So the coaches are rolling the dice here, aren't they? They're really trying to mix it up.
Yeah, it's the last chance to try anything, you know. maybe a mix-up could be good to get the win. So here we go.
Yeah, nothing to lose in that sense. Let's have a look at the points table that leads us to our situation here tonight, with the Rockets sitting in second place with the 6 points and the Apples in third with 4. Now, what's interesting is the first tiebreaker, if teams are level on points, is the number of actual tie wins, and the Apples have 2 of them already, so they have an advantage if the 2 teams were to finish level at the end of the regular season. The Tigers, as we've mentioned, they have gone clear. They're actually on 13 points after their win last night, so they've skipped even further clear of the opposition. Rockets on 6, Apples 4, and the Whales on 4, and really out of contention unless there's an absolute miracle in this one and the final week. Let's have a look at the 2 teams. Starship Rockets, big talking point here. Abhinav Manota is back out of quarantine, and he'll play a full role tonight. He is crucial for this team.
Yes, very crucial. Like I said before, the 3v3, it's really important to win that first point to get on the board, and having him on the 3v3 is very dangerous.
We're also going to see some changes to combinations as well with the Rockets when we have a look at the lineup for matches coming up a little bit later. Let's have a look at their opposition. And the Apples, as mentioned, they've had a couple of wins, but they've not been able to get over the line in the close ties. Tony Griffin, the coach of this team, and strength right across the lineup. But the mixture is going to be interesting. Angelina's going to play one game, the mixed, the last game of the night. It's vital that they get wins out of their 2 singles players, isn't it?
Yes, it is, especially since Oscar and Sally are the favorite to win the men's singles. So they want to try and capitalize that.
Let's have a look at these lineups, because it really is quite fascinating. 3v3, okay, that's a little bit of a lottery. Manota comes back in for the Rockets. The singles, as expected, Cheng against Guo. The singles for women, also as expected. Now, this is where it starts getting interesting. Dylan Sojasa is not playing with Jonathan Curtin in the doubles. Mani Manota comes in there. And also look at the mixed, Oscar Guo and Angelina Ung for the Apples playing in the mixed. There's a few changes here, isn't there?
Yeah, it's because of the 4 boys formation, so they're only allowed to play one event, so they really had to pick where to put Abhinav in, and we can see that they put them in men's doubles. But again, the way Dakman and Evan has been playing like the previous weeks, if they can step up and play at their peak, it would be a very good game.
So some great matches in prospect, and really interesting as we start to see the coaches make a few changes, arguably for the first time in this Barfoot and Thompson New Zealand Badminton League. It's always close, it's always tense, and it's always important to get away to a good start. Let's welcome our first players on court in the 3v3. So Richard Bramley leads out the Starship Foundation Rockets, followed by the mighty Jazz Apples. We'll see some real desperation tonight, I'm sure, in these matches. And as the Tiger Brokers Tigers have shown right through the competition, they're unbeaten, they're on top of the table, and they have such a strong record in the 3v3. And I'm sure that's helped them get off to the best possible start each night and just take that momentum right through the evening. Lots of handshakes in 3v3.
Right, can we just move? All right, just got the camera. Dylan, you here? Green or black? Black. Green. Green.
That was a 20.
A 20. High rating for the coin toss already.
And who will receive? Evan to receive.
Apples
Thank you.
Going to receive. As we've discussed a lot with this 3v3, receiving certainly is the easier of the 2 disciplines. If you can serve and win a few points, that is as good as the equivalent, I guess, in tennis of breaking serve. It's a real challenge in this game when you're serving up against 2. Yeah. Dylan Sojasa. Now, Dylan won't play in the doubles later tonight. They've just juggled the team a little bit with the return of Mani Manota, Alyssa Tagle, 21 years of age. And Alyssa will be busy tonight. She'll also play in the women's doubles and the mixed. And she is a superstar in those 2 disciplines. And on the far side of the court, Dakman Vong for the mighty Jazz Apples. Typically, Evan Wong, Dakman Vong and Erina Calder-Hawkins have played the 3v3, but we're going to confirm that change-up in a moment or two with Sally Fu coming in for the Apples.
And it's been such a great change since Sally has played 3v3 for the Apples.
And there is Abhinav Manota, such an influence. He's been away for the bulk of this season, the last few weeks overseas. Just talking to him earlier tonight, he's had the vaccine.
Yeah, yesterday.
Had the jab, so and said he's feeling pretty good. Sally Fu, who will play the 3v3. She'll also play in the singles and the doubles, so she too has a busy program. And Evan Wong
Ready to play.
is the final of our 6 players at just 19 years of age. So the warm-up just about concluding. Expectations here, Justine, the mighty Jazz Apples perhaps have a little more versatility with Sally's comfort at the back of the court. Would you expect the Rockets to play a little more traditional 3v3 and have Alyssa more in the front court?
Yeah, for sure. And also with Mani back, you know, on 3v3, he's very smart on court and knows how to set up the players he's playing with. So we'll see how it goes.
Yeah, perhaps not dissimilar to the impact that Oliver Layden-Davis had, that Mani might look for some angles, look for some touch
Pace
rather
change,
than just all-out attack.
Oh, you'll never know. Maybe he'll come with just straight-on pace.
Just smash everything.
Yeah.
So this is the penultimate week of round-robin play. Next week, our final week at the Waitakere Badminton Centre, before we head to the grand final on Saturday, the 1st of May.
Ready? Ladies and gentlemen, on my right, Starship Rockets, represented by Abhinav Manota and Dylan Sajasa and Alyssa Tagle. On my left, Mighty Jazz Apples, represented by Dakman Vong, Evan Wong and Sally Fu. Starship Rockets to serve, Alyssa Tagle to Evan Wong. Level. Play.
Aggression from Wong, but doesn't pay off. He'll have another crack at this.
Love.
Oh, strings. Oh.
Service over.
So Sally Fu,
1. All.
Snap some strings.
early for that to happen, but they came through the point.
Could be a tactical.
How many rackets do players normally have in the bag on a night like this, or a tournament day? What would they have, 3 or 4?
At least 3. At least 3. Some people have 6, 9. Ollie, I couldn't imagine him having 9. He breaks the strings very often. I hope he's listening.
So it's over. 2, 1.
Ooh.
The power and the audio as well provided by Dylan Sajasa.
3.
Yeah, that was a great setup from Mani.
1.
He challenged Sally at the net and really forced that lift for Dylan to smash.
Fault.
Yeah, looking strong, the Rockets.
4, 1.
And more than happy, Manota, to stay at net.
Yeah.
It's working pretty well.
I think they're doing really well at protecting Alyssa.
5.
Shuttle, I think.
1.
For the last few rallies, it's just been Dylan and Mani hitting the shots.
In that rally, they did shuffle. Sajasa took the opportunity to
6,
get to the back
1.
of the court. And this is a dominant start to the evening for the Rockets.
Would you like me to tell you how they rotate?
Even more important, tell our audience how they're rotating.
Actually, I don't know if I should. Maybe we should wait till the finals.
Timeout. Mighty Jazz Apples.
Maybe it's their secret recipe.
Well, we got a chance now. I mean, Tony Griffin's called timeout, so he wants to try and spark some life into his team. And this is not just about this match. This is about the whole evening. I think he's unhappy with the tone that's been set so far. And I would imagine this is a fairly direct conversation. But anyway, the rotation of the teams. Can they choose to rotate however they like once the point has started?
Yes. Once the serve has been done, they can do whatever they want.
But then they do have to drop back into the rotation for serving and receiving,
Yeah,
correct?
I think they have to tell the umpire who's the first, second, and third, and there's a certain order.
And that dictates for that game.
Yeah.
20 seconds. 20 seconds.
So there's a fair bit for the umpire to keep track of. Because we do see, and again, this is a relatively new format, Justine.
7-1.
So by all means, fire away and help out the audience, because you also see the front players receiving the serve shuffle across, don't you?
Yep. I think last night we heard it a bit. After the interval,
8.
the umpire would ask,
1.
is it the same order? And so they have to stick to that order or tell the umpire if they're going to change it.
So, case in point here, Sally Fu is
9.
receiving each serve.
Yeah,
1
until
at the
they
front,
rotate.
Until they rotate.
Yeah, until they make a point. Yep. This is dominant
it's
first
one
game.
Of one of the most one-sided 3v3
Game
scores
point.
we've seen.
1.
Finally.
He's really not afraid to challenge the net there. Even with Sally just standing there, he was
10.
still willing to replay it back to her. Oh.
Didn't look too comfortable
3.
on that occasion, Manota.
10.
Has had a few issues with the shoulder over the last 18 months. That was pretty comfortable, though. So there we go. I'll tell you what, if we keep this pace up, we'll be home by 9:30.
Oh, wouldn't everyone love that?
Oh,
This game won by Starship Rockets. 11-3.
The fans want a long, engaging, exciting night. Golden game. Let's be here till 11 o'clock.
I mean, they get to watch it at the comfort of their home, which is a great privilege. And we're so lucky that this is streamed, you know, Badminton.
Yeah, and a mixture of skysportnext and also Sky Sport throughout the competition. So great new platform for badminton to essentially broadcast around the world.
Yeah. If you were going to coach the Rockets right now, what would you tell them?
Well, I'd be thinking of what is the change up from the opposition. We're going great, so let's try and stay one step ahead. And if I was the coach, I'd be looking to predict what are the opposition going to do to try and change things. And maybe at the moment, that's simply keep the shuttle away from Mani.
Yeah.
Take his ability to dictate out of the game.
Maybe next year I'll see you on the coaching side of the league.
It'd be pretty amazing. I can talk a good game.
Yeah.
Thanks, Greg.
Contrast that, though, with, I'm going to ask you, what did Tony Griffin say to the Apples? What do they need to do?
Hit away from Mani, really.
Just wait, Alyssa. Just wait, please.
So here he's just finalizing again who's
The
number
rota-
1,
the
2,
rotation.
3. Yeah.
Let's see if the Apples
Second
can
game. Level.
turn
Play.
their fortunes around here.
Yeah. One of the things I would tell the Apples as well is if they play a net and Mani's there at the net, I would wait for him to re-net it because he hasn't done anything different from that.
It's over. 1 all.
There you go. That was a good rally. Good rally.
Service over. 2-1.
I wish I'd run a little stat sheet on this. The number
3,
of times Minota
1.
has played without pace. Yeah, he's just playing angles and looking for the lift.
Good serve. It's a good serve
4,
when the receiver can't
1.
attack and hit it down. Good pace change. Oh, I can hear you. I can tell you've been looking left, right with your
It's over. 2-4.
Sajasa did well there.
Yeah, he did. Oh. Great rally. Oh.
Just gone long.
Service over.
Yeah. I think you can
5,
see that the Apples are really trying to put the pressure and keep the pressure on the Rockets.
It was the right idea.
It
Just
was,
pushed
it
it
was.
wide though. This is dangerous
6,
now for the Apples.
2.
They're at risk of being absolutely overrun here.
Seven, 2. Service fault called. Too high. Service over. 3, 7.
I was thinking earlier that Minota must have been borderline with some of his serves.
Great shot.
Not sure what happened with Dackman there. Did he think that was going wide? And
Yeah, there was a bit of hesitation there, but this is
It's
some
over.
great 3v3 right now. This is probably the
8,
best one
3.
we've seen yet.
and yet still very one-sided.
Yeah. I think this score doesn't give it justice. Oh,
Nice from Sally.
Service over. 4, 8.
Well, this
Service
is going to
over.
take quite a remarkable turnaround if the
9,
Apples are to get back into
4.
this. It looks very much like the Rockets will go 1-love up here on the night.
ooh.
10. Match point. 4.
Ooh.
Out.
Not happy
Service
with that.
over. 5, 10.
Yeah, they won't be breaking out in a cold sweat just yet. They've got 5 match points still. And there it
And
is.
there we go.
Well, that's one of the most one-sided matches we've seen in the entire season. And it is the Starship Foundation Rockets who get away to a flyer with 11-3, 11-5 on the scoreboard. And it was that dominant at times. They just looked at ease. Minota settling straight back into the lineup. And just a really good combination. I'm going to say,
Match won by Starship Rockets. 11-3, 11-5.
It's almost like they didn't break a sweat. I mean, that was pretty easy, wasn't it, for the three of them?
Yeah. Yeah, the Starship Rockets did well. They took off in the first game of the night. It was very dominant. All three of them had great rotation. They put a lot of pressure on the serve from the very beginning and always found Alyssa at the front. And even though the Jazz Apples had some great rallies against the Rockets, they just showed way too dominant. So well done to the Rockets for getting the first point on the board. Over to you, Andrew.
Thanks, Justine. I'm just checking because I'm not sure if you guys broke into a sweat. That was pretty fast. Can you guys believe how quick that was?
No, but I mean, with these two guys, I honestly didn't really have to do much. Yeah, they did really well to cover me.
I did think at one point, we both talked about it, Justine and I, we thought you would just, hang on, is she in the game? These boys were doing a lot of work, but a good combination. And Marnie, you were very happy at net, to control things up there. One of the keys to 3v3, is it not always about power? Is it about angles?
Yep, that was the game plan for us. To be just trying to dump the shuttle instead of playing the pace, because they were waiting for the pace anyway, we know that. So as soon as we were getting the pace, we were pretty happy with that, and then we just dumping in, and then we were getting the opportunities to play the shots we wanted to play.
Dylan, what's the chat going into this one tonight? Have you guys talked about the league table and points, or are you just putting that out of your minds?
I mean, I think we all know what's at stake here, but we're just taking one match at a time. So just trying to focus on each point and just fight for everything.
Well done, guys. A really comprehensive performance. So the Starship Foundation Rockets are away. And boy, did they fly through that one. They lead 1-0 on the night, but we know that these scorelines can turn around very, very quickly. Stay with us. Up next on the Barfoot and Thompson New Zealand Badminton League, it is the men's singles.
Searching for the answer to our trials. We came so far through all we
Welcome back to the Barfoot and Thompson New Zealand Badminton League here at the North Harbour Badminton Centre tonight. Final time that we are here in this gym tonight for the duration of this season anyway. I'm sure we'll be back in the future, but next week we're at Waitakere before we head to the Sky City Theatre for the grand final on the 1st of May. The Rockets are away, and it was in rapid time as well. 1-love they lead the Apples with a win in the 3v3. Most intriguing matchups still to come though. Remember, the last time these two met, the mighty Jazz Apples won it in Golden Games, so they'll be ready for a fight back. We've got some amazing matchups to come later in the evening, but let's welcome our men's singles players onto the court. It's going to be Ricky Cheng leading them out for the Starship Rockets, and the familiar figure of Oscar Guo.
You really missed an opportunity there. You should have said the Rockets have taken off.
I think I might have used that already tonight. I think I've gone there.
Okay. Or you can say they've gone to the moon.
Be careful. I'm a bit of a moon tragic when it comes to all of the missions,
tragic.
and delighted to say that I once interviewed Buzz Aldrin.
Really?
Spent an hour and a half chatting away with Buzz Aldrin.
Did you learn a lot?
Fascinating. Oh, fascinating. Yeah, and love it. So don't get me started.
Okay.
Don't get me started. We just need a player out there called Apollo, and we'd be okay.
But now the rockets are usually associated with the stonks. Do you know? To the moon. Have you heard of that? Stonks? You've never heard of stonks? Oh, this is generational gap. Andrew.
and a big one. And a big one, I would say. No, between trying to keep up with you and Raina in commentary, it's challenging and it's good fun. Now this matchup, Oscar won it comfortably, 11-3, 11-5 over Ricky. Ricky's just 18. He's the New Zealand #1 under-19 player. So he's right at the top of the junior program. But it can be a big jump, can't it, when you're just bridging across into seniors. So you think he's all the better for that first match, though, and that he'll be a little more comfortable against Oscar?
I think now that he's played a few games consecutively, he might be able to start strong and find his rhythm quite early. Because I think once he does have his rhythm, he plays a great game.
For anyone new to our coverage, forget the fact Oscar does not have a ranking, okay? Now, if anyone has just landed from the moon and never seen badminton here in New Zealand, you might think, okay, well, Oscar's not ranked, so therefore Ricky's the favourite. No. Oscar's one of the very best in the country.
Yeah.
He took time out to start his medical studies and just didn't play some of the big tournaments and missed out on some ranking points. And then, of course, in the last 12 months, we haven't had any ranking tournaments. So he's essentially fallen off the radar, but he's class, isn't he, Justine? He's a power-packed player.
World class. Oh, he actually has a silver medal from World Juniors.
It was
ready to play.
That was for. Did they go representing Oceania at the World Juniors, or was that for New Zealand?
No, sorry, it was Olympics, Youth Olympics.
Youth Olympics, yes.
Sorry,
yes.
Youth Olympics.
Youth Olympics for the combined team.
Yeah.
And in fact, I think whilst he's lost his New Zealand ranking, I think Oscar still has a BWF ranking of about 349. Has been top 200, and that is no mean feat for a young New Zealander to pick up those ranking points on the international stage. Pretty clever fella too, as I say, in the midst now of his medical studies. What did you study, Justine?
I studied information systems and commercial law. That was a long time ago. That's on hold at the moment.
Sounds
Ladies and
very
gentlemen,
specific. Here's Vic Kim.
on my right, mighty Jazz Apples, represented by Oscar Guo. And on my left, Starship Rockets, represented Ricky Chen. Starship Rockets to serve. Level play.
Oh, starting strong.
That ranking, I was very
One
specific, 349. It's actually 390 for Oscar Guo.
Both are pumped.
Service over. 1-all.
Ooh.
2-1.
This is important for Cheng
Time's
to
over.
stay in
2
close contact with Oscar
all.
through the early going. Just build that confidence.
I think all men's singles players in the league have had a win. I believe. Could be wrong. You're the one that's good at their research. Ooh. Just left it, and Oscar managed to find the line.
Yeah,
Service over. 3-2.
I'm just going to scramble through
Yeah, quickly research.
results. So Ricky has had a win over Andy Rouse. Andy Rouse had a win over Oscar.
Josh Feng yesterday had a win over Andy.
And we know Oscar's had a few wins after that upset loss.
Edward has had a win.
Edward
2.
Lau.
Has Mani played singles?
Yeah, eventually Oscar won the patience game at the net there.
5-2.
Yeah, I'm not sure if Marnie's played singles.
I think he's only played mix and doubles.
Yeah, and of course 3v3 now.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, this is really impressive here from Oscar. It was 2-all, now extending to 6-2.
2.
And we talk about being focused or having the game face on. Oscar is pretty easy to identify what mood he's in.
Which one's that?
He's in the right mood tonight.
Yeah. Oscar's great to have him in a team because you know that when you put him on the
7-2.
court, he steps up and you know he will perform very well.
Time out. Starship Rockets.
So Fanny Megawati just wants to try and slow this momentum of Oscar Guo down. And just as Tony Griffin called an early timeout in the 3v3, now it's Fanny Megawati doing likewise in the men's singles.
Yeah. It will be a good time to break Oscar's rhythm because once he's in it, it's really hard to win points against him. And also, this would be a good time to see Fanny's perspective.
What can she change here, though? What does Ricky need to change up to try and get back into the match?
I think he just needs to be a bit more patient.
20
Oscar
seconds.
is hunting the net a lot more.
20
so
seconds.
again, moving him a lot and using these angles would be a good start.
7-2. Play.
The pattern continues.
8-2.
Yeah, he's going to have to try and avoid giving Oscar the opportunity to smash because he's got a booming smash.
Service over. 3-8.
Support coming from the Starship Rockets. They've got a few supporters in tonight as well. Okay, that's a positive sign. And there is the applause.
4-8.
There's more at the top. Unfortunately, they feel intimidated by the cameras.
Yeah, there are quite a few upstairs.
Yeah.
Of course, a reminder again about that grand final, 1st of May.
Oh.
Oh, how on earth does he get that back? I mean, you can argue that
It's over.
Cheng's put it onto Oscar's racket, but you've still got to be good enough, don't
Yeah,
you?
yeah. Reflex. Great shot, Oscar.
And what a momentum change that was. And it's even highlighted even more now. I mean, at 5'8", and now maybe
It's over.
6'8", he's right back in it.
5-9.
9.
No, but would have if
Oh,
Oscar
right,
had,
right,
not,
right.
had not turned that around.
Sorry, I'm really not good with numbers. Ooh.
Game point now.
Service over. 10. Game point 5.
We talk about the power that Oscar has and the change of ends in between games. I want to quiz you about that a little bit, Justine, as to where they get their power from, as he does win the first game. And, I mean,
First game on by Mighty J.J. Apples. 11-5.
automatically you think the power is going to be in strength, in muscle mass, in the arm, in the shoulder. Not always the case, is it? I mean, we see Oscar, that power plant that he has with the quads. And badminton players typically have to be very strong to get around the court with speed and to be able to plant. But it also helps, especially the singles players, doesn't it, where they elevate and then get that power through the smash.
Yeah, use the momentum. Well, based on my experience, to get a big smash, I don't know. I don't do it. Nah.
A ladder?
A ladder. Big jump when I can. Nah. It's all about technique, really. It's a lot of timing. And a lot of wrist as well. Yeah. You'd be surprised how much wrist is involved in badminton. It's not so much arm, actually. Yeah. It's all about the whip.
And that timing, isn't it?
Yeah, 100% the timing.
Getting all the moving parts working at the right time. So Tony will be happy here with his young charge, Oscar Guo, having taken that first game pretty comfortably. There was a little spell there where Ricky Cheng showed what he can bring to the court. And if he can do that with more consistency and for a longer period of time, there's no question he can push Oscar Guo here.
Yeah. I think also the 11-point game really suits Oscar's style because he's a very, very intense and aggressive player. And it's quite hard to keep that pace up for 21 points. So 11 points is really good for Oscar's game.
Yeah, and he's what I would call a really good front runner. Once he gets a lead.
He's a sprinter.
Yeah, once he gets a lead, very, very hard to drag back.
But in saying that, he has played some intense three-setter games, and he has pulled through. So he's just an all-rounder. Ooh.
Nice, Ricky Cheng. This youngster's been impressive getting his chance in the Barfoot and Thompson New Zealand League.
Low.
Okay, sorry, I've been corrected. It's not mostly wrist, it's mostly fingers, according to Reika, our national coach.
Fingers?
Yeah. I've been corrected.
Are you serious?
I've been corrected.
Thank you.
It's more fingers than wrist.
Wow. That's really breaking it down, isn't it? Technically.
Yeah. And I believe her. I would correct myself. It actually makes sense now that I think about it.
And
Too
while we're talking correcting, I've been mispronouncing her name, haven't I?
I don't even think I'm saying it right.
We'll get another message in a moment. Oh, this is really impressive.
Yeah.
Really impressive. This is a young man who believes he can play at this level.
Again, we see Ricky really forcing Oscar to move the 4 big corners of court.
Yeah, I may well have just been going with the anglicised version, the English version of Ricky's name.
Ricky. Yeah,
Ricky
in New Zealand they call
Ziegemann.
it Ricky. But in Denmark, I'm pretty sure that's not how they say it. Ooh.
That's... Wow, I was about to say that's going long. Just died in time.
1-3. 3.
And incredibly, I'm not sure if we can get a shot of that line judge, but just highlighting, we might try that in a moment or two, highlighting, that's nice. Stayed in close.
2, 3.
I do believe we've got the Badminton North Harbour CEO calling one of the lines. And that just underlines the community commitment to this tournament, to this sport. A little net cord helped, didn't it?
Yeah, if you've noticed, Ricky is really moving Oscar front, back, front, back. Let's see if you can pick it up in the next rally.
Oscar has fought back, though.
Yes, he's a fighter.
Again, really impressive, Ricky Cheng. Appears to have a very good demeanour. Nothing seems to sort of ruffle his feathers too much. He's stays well focused,
That's a good
doesn't
one.
he?
That's a good one.
Have you seen a rocket with feathers?
No. Oscar's in it. He's in it.
Service over. 4-0.
Next time, if you want to know how to correctly pronounce Reike's name, the best person to ask would be herself or Ollie. Ollie would be really good at it.
He's lived over there for some time, hasn't
Service over.
he, in that part of the world.
5-4.
It's called out. And
Very clear call from Glenn.
6-4.
it's Tony Griffin looking really focused as well and aware that his men's singles players in a real battle here now. Both players looking to shift their opponent around.
Service over. 5-6.
Starship Rockets, of course, are playing with a great cause in their name and on their shirts with the Starship Foundation.
Oh. Oh, that scared me a little bit.
A little slip.
Yeah.
Service over. 7-6.
Doesn't appear to be affected, though.
No, no.
Use your towel, not.
Players are sweating up a storm here. Again, a humid day in Auckland. A little cooler than the last few days, though. That's good badminton. It's high quality at times, you know, the touches at the net.
6.
Yeah. I love a good net game, especially in men's singles. It's crazy. Requires a lot of touch.
Service over. 7-8.
You just know that Oscar does not want this to go to 3. He is all about the next 3 or 4 minutes here. Wants to wrap it up in 2. Badminton. It's an unlucky way to lose the point in the end because the open court was there, but high quality stuff from both players.
For sure, and he was anticipating the net very well.
We see it often, don't we, Justine, where players just need to temper that enthusiasm.
No drink.
They're there at the right moment, but
execution.
Well, and they're just because they want to be there quickly, they push too hard, too much power, and the shuttle flies deep.
Yeah. Just a bit of fingers need to bring it down.
Either play.
Going out. This is a very point-by-point game.
9-8.
Great display of men's singles.
Whoa. Oh.
They are being forced to fight for every point.
That's over. 9-0.
Ricky's broken the racket.
Oh, the racket.
So Oscar heads across to quick word with Tony Griffin and a wipe of the the face with the towel.
Oh, he wasn't allowed to drink water.
No, Vic Kim's running
Ready.
this one
Get
with
ready.
an iron glove, isn't he?
9-0.
Wants to go home early.
So let's get on with it. I guess we are close to a drink anyway at the end of this game.
Service over. 10-9.
Oh, I hope Ricky's okay.
Yeah.
But he's very flexible.
I think more just the
Thank you.
bump to the knee rather than a twist.
Stretching.
Or he just hit the deck and wants it dried as much as possible.
He was lucky he didn't hit the net. Otherwise, it would have been a fault and he wouldn't have gotten the point.
We just got a shot there of Glenn.
10-9 play.
The boss is out here working. 10-all.
Oh, 10-all.
Service over. 10-0.
Great lift.
An even
Great
better
attack,
smash.
yeah.
Service over. 11-10.
Wow. This is great stuff.
Oh, the Rockets are pumped.
12-10. 1 game all.
Well, spoken about it over the course of the season, but we know of the likes of Abhinav Minota, Edward Lau, Oscar Guo, and then we add someone like Ricky Cheng into the mix. And if he's to get a result here, but even if he doesn't, he's showing that at 18 years of age, he's not far off this level. He can play at this level, and we've suddenly got a wonderful group of men's singles players here in New Zealand.
Yes, of course. And he's shown that he can compete with the top. I mean, in the North Islands, he is currently the North Island champion.
Beat Edward.
Yeah, he beat Edward out in 3. Sorry, it's called 3 games, not 3 sets. Yeah, 3 games. So that was an intense singles match as well.
And I imagine, Justine, this is testament to the high-performance squads and the programs where these players are being brought together in both the junior and the elite, if you like, teams, and they're getting that coaching.
Yeah.
They're being shown a pathway, and the Barfoot and Thompson New Zealand League just tops that all off, doesn't it? Because it gives them the chance to play here under lights with the TV cameras and really have a crack at these very good players.
Yeah, it's a different sense of competition, especially with this whole setup. So it's a great opportunity for everyone. It's also it's good substitute, or I wouldn't say substitute, a great addition, since we don't have international tournaments coming in, so we can't
20 seconds.
have
20 seconds.
Sky City Open or the New Zealand Open, Barfoot and Thompson New Zealand Open.
I think the challenge for badminton, and I'm not speaking out of turn here, but I think the challenge is the balance now between this competition and the traditional competitions, the likes of a Wisden Cup and what have you, and trying to see where the best
Final
fit
game.
is. But this certainly
Level
has proven a huge
play.
success.
Ooh,
Wide.
good choice though.
Service over. 1 love.
There's that Oscar Guo power.
2 love.
Yeah, it's good for Oscar that he's showing strong from the very beginning of this last game. Ooh.
And this time it's Cheng on the march. And a string, so that's the second racket.
Service over. 1 2.
First one was literally a broken frame, whereas that was a string, so at least can be repaired.
I feel like he's been playing with 3 different rackets, which is a skill on its own. Oh. Yeah, Oscar lost his footing as well, just doing that net drop.
So the court
Thank
surface
you.
being wiped now, just out of our camera shot, unfortunately, just highlighting just this court surface, and again, the humidity, the rain around in Auckland today,
2
but
all
a few
play.
thunderstorms. It's the second cross-court drop that he's missed. One backhand and then the forehand.
Service over. 3 2.
Tough shots to execute.
Yeah, I don't think it's the wrong choice either. It's just unfortunate that it's not hitting the lines.
Brilliant. That's world class from Oscar Guo, and Ricky Cheng's not too far behind him.
Both players are showing really good quality of
4
badminton.
2.
And that was classic from Oscar, just steering his opponent to all 4 corners, knowing that eventually the space would open up.
Ricky. Okay. Thank you.
Our line judges being kept very busy, having to have their eyes peeled and ready with the
wipe down.
the wipes as well to keep that court dry.
4 2 play.
I'm so grateful for the line judges. That was a good choice from Oscar.
Yeah, again, he's troubling Ricky with that
5
movement, isn't
2.
he? Just forcing him to chase that shuttle to all corners.
Fault. 6-2.
Concerning moments now for the Starship Rockets as Ricky Cheng just showing signs of fading. Just dropping away from that very high level of game 2.
Service over. 3-6.
Starship Foundation I was mentioning earlier, and a wonderful cause that has been well supported by badminton over a number of years. Great to have them on board.
Fault.
I think both players have now attacked on the bodies for the net kills.
Yeah, and no apology needed. It's just good etiquette, isn't it?
That was a great net shot. Also great lift. Ooh. Whoa. Whoa.
Not a bad way to win a point.
Is that Sal's play of the day?
5-6.
Couple of trick shots. They were reflexive though. He had to play them. The great thing about the second one was the depth that he got. And a real roll now for Ricky Cheng. I said he was looking a little weary, but fighting his way back into the contest.
6-all. Time out. Mighty JJ Pulse.
So Tony Griffin, I think just seeing that Oscar might need a little breather here whilst Fanny Magawati talks with Ricky Cheng. There's Tony with Oscar. You don't get to take your timeouts with you. They don't add up for the next game, so you may as well use it. And
yeah, it's the last game.
Tony deciding that now is as good a time as any.
$20 seconds. 20 seconds.
He is a young man that
6-all.
sets very, very high standards for himself.
Play.
Sets the bar very high. Oscar Guo.
Whoa.
Played flat and with real power.
Yeah.
Service over.
He really changed up his
7-6.
smash there. Usually his smashes were quite steep. This one was quite high, which got Ricky receiving from the top.
Okay.
Here we go.
Tony likes what he's seen as well.
8-6.
Suddenly in control. An explosion of points here.
9-6.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Complete control. That brings up match points. Ricky Cheng
10. Match
a little,
point.
frustrated, but
6.
there's not much he can do against this onslaught. And he wraps it up. Well, Tony Griffin, you're a genius. After the timeout, Oscar did not lose a point. Look how delighted he is.
Yeah.
I mentioned he sets very high standards. He's often a very intense, very serious young man. And sometimes I wonder
Match on by
if it can be a
Mighty
little to
JJ
his
plus 11
detriment.
by
but-
10, 12, 11-6.
and yet it's such a strength of his. Do you know what I'm saying, Justine?
Yeah,
That
yeah.
he just needs to find that balance. It's what drives him to be so successful Ricky Cheng, a good performance. He can be very pleased with that, albeit a losing performance. But Oscar, impressive. Again, might not be at his very best, but he finds a way to win.
Yep, it was great badminton from both players tonight. They really maximized the court coverage, you know, a lot of net exchanges and attacks on the body. Oscar edged away, though, in the last game once the Jazz Apples called the timeout, and that really ruined Ricky's rhythm, I think, and Oscar did well to stay on the attack, keep the pressure, and take that point for the Jazz Apples, the first point for Jazz Apples tonight. So well done, Oscar. Over to you, Andrew.
Thanks, Justine. Oscar, these are some really intense matches, aren't they? Almost every time you step on the court now in the Barfoot and Thompson New Zealand League, someone's looking to get your number. You've got to find a way to win, don't you, each time?
Yeah, it's hard. There's a lot of pressure, and everybody's level is pretty really high at the moment. So it's always difficult to get the win.
You found a way, though, and certainly after the timeout, you just rattled off points. You showed your focus. What did Tony say to you in that timeout at 6-all in Game 3?
He just kind of directed me to just kind of go back because I lost during halfway through the match. I kind of got too passive, so he just told me to be more aggressive.
Well done, mate. Great result, and gets the mighty Jazz Apples into the contest. Oscar Guo defeating Ricky Cheng in the men's singles. Coming up next, it's the women's turn in the singles.
Feel me in the darkness. Like shadows, they follow you like an accomplice. Lost all of your dreams, the night is harder.
Welcome back to the Barfoot and Thompson New Zealand Badminton League. The website nzbadmintonleague.com for all of the information as we build up towards our grand final on the 1st of May at Sky City Theatre. Make sure you get your tickets and join us. It's likely to sell out. It's going to be great. And the badminton's going to be marvellous because we've seen some stunning badminton tonight already. It is 1-1 between the Rockets and the Apples after the 3v3 and the men's singles. All of those matches still to come tonight. Let's welcome now, though, women's singles. It's Caitlin Rosario for the Rockets and Sally Fu for the mighty Jazz Apples. So, coming into this, I'm sure that Tony Griffin would have targeted the two singles matches as must-win for his team.
Sally, green or black? Black, you are green. Decide, receive. Okay.
Holly Cho with the formalities. Is that fair, Justine, that the Apples would have fancied themselves as favourites in both men's and women's singles, that Sally, on paper, should be the favourite here?
I think it's fair, and I think they also have showed that they are the more favoured one to win in singles, in both men's and women's singles. So it's fair.
It's interesting, though. Sally hasn't played in the last 2 rounds in the singles.
Yeah, she did. She did injure herself a little bit
with her back, wasn't it? So she kind of stepped back, just dropped the workload a little bit. Angelina Ong has played a couple of rounds in the singles, but here's Caitlin Rosario at 19. A reasonably tall player, has that range, that reach, and she has a lot of shots in the kit bag, and when she makes the right choices, she's tough to beat.
And the right execution.
But often she can at times just go for some of those shots a little early. She's blessed with that talent and just still perhaps learning when to make the right decisions and bring the right shot out. There's Sally Fu, all smiles at the moment.
At the moment.
Oh, she'll get serious, won't she?
You know what I call Sally? She's studying physiotherapy at the moment, right? So I like to call her Sally Fusio.
Oh, my goodness.
Come on, that's a good one.
Have you given her the name for her business?
I told her if she ever opens up a practice, call it Fusio.
Well,
Sally Fusio.
She could spend a little bit of that study time working with you on the rehab with the knee.
Yeah.
Ready to play?
Maybe once she has a bit more experience.
Oh, you're not so happy for Sally to treat
I do
ask
her. I do ask her every now and then.
I can totally understand, Justine, that you want a fully qualified physio to be working on your knee.
Yeah, she's still studying at the moment, you know. She hasn't done the time yet. So, I mean, she can practice on me on other things, probably not my ACL.
Okay. Maybe a sprained ankle, something like that.
Some strapping.
Yeah. Okay, well, this one is, it's one of those games that sort of has a banana skin look to it for Sally Fu. That she's got to be careful she doesn't slip up here against Caitlin. I've got to explain everything. Goodness me. Caitlin has the obvious ability to win this. It's just whether she can put it all together on the night. And Sally will have to be at her best to make sure it goes with the form guide. Certainly one of those games that if the Rockets
Ladies and gentlemen, on my right, mighty Jazz Apples, represented by Sally Fu.
Zio.
On my left, Starship Rockets, represented by Caitlin Rosario. Mighty Jazz Apples to serve. Love all. Play.
There's certainly an aspect of her game that she's renowned for, and that's that power game, Sally Fu.
The boom smash.
And that immediately also kind of highlights what I was talking about with Caitlin. That's a cheat point given away, isn't it? Trying to go for too much too early.
Yeah, and in such a short or small point game, you really want to minimize your errors. And Sally's a very consistent player.
Love.
So it'll be tough to play against Sally.
She's away to a very quick start here.
4. Love.
I want the Jazz Apples to do the Jazz Apples logo when they win. The thumbs up. Maybe I'll ask one of the men's doubles boys to do it.
Just keep an eye here on Fanny Megawati, just out of camera shot to the right of our screen there, with Caitlin Rosario trailing 5-love. Might be justification for an early timeout.
Fault. Stops over. 1-5.
Caitlin's also one of those players, Justine, she plays with her heart on her sleeve, doesn't she? You can generally see how she's feeling. She does show a fair amount of emotion.
Which is not so good once you get to like top badminton games. If you see the top 10, they don't actually show a lot of their emotions on the sleeve because you don't want your opponents to capitalize on that.
That's nice. Really good comeback here. 3 good points here for Rosario.
Yeah. Her shots are paying off. I think she has very steep shots, which is very dangerous.
3-5.
Yeah.
Right back in the game.
4-5.
She's made the adjustment, just giving herself a little more room for error, clearing the net by a good margin, but still putting pressure on. And that just releases that pressure valve, though.
Serves over. 6-4.
This time, Sally Fu goes for
too much, but it was the right choice. And I actually think she's
6.
quite comfortable in doing that shot. It's unfortunate, again, it didn't go over.
This is, I reckon, about the best I've seen Caitlin Rosario play in this Barfoot and Thompson
She
league.
played very well last week until she had a bit of problems with her serves, but I thought she was actually playing quite well against Courtney. Hopefully she can keep it up.
Oh, that's a lovely shot.
Yeah. Again, very nice angles from Caitlin.
7-6.
Sally Fu with a response. Well, just the fact that she's right in this game Justine. What was it, 5
all.
love? Sally Fu was leading, and Caitlin now back on level terms.
Slice. Ooh. I was expecting a slice. That was a good punch clear.
Perfect. On the line.
She's now
Serves over.
ahead.
8-7.
It's a loose one, but
Serves over.
it's
8
a rare loose shot,
all.
which is good for Caitlin Rosario. Sally just jammed the fingers up there.
Serves over.
Yeah.
9-8.
I think if Caitlin keeps this up, you know, keep the game simple, she's on the right track to win this first game.
Now has a couple of game points.
10. Game point 8.
Sally Fu won their first round encounter 11-5, 11-6. One saved, one still to save.
Serves over. 9-10.
Saved another one. Now it's best. Oh, first to 2 points.
10 all.
Or 15. If we get to 14 all, the next point is the winner. Another third game point now. Is it third time lucky for
Serves
Rosario?
over. 11-10.
And she takes the first game, and she is delighted. Caitlin Rosario.
First game won by Starship Rockets. 12-10.
And what a turnaround from Love 5 to get herself back into the match. And Fanny Megawati resisted the temptation to call a timeout. Really, really impressive. Just going back through the records here, I don't think, I stand to be corrected, I don't think Caitlin's had a win in the singles.
No.
So this would be huge. At this stage of the season, with a place in the grand final, almost within touching distance here for the Rockets. If they win tonight and get all 3 points, then that's it. They book themselves a place in the grand final. So
then we know who's going to be in the Sky City Theatre, center stage in the Sky City Theatre.
So what timing here for Caitlin? And the job's not done yet. She's still got, I reckon, just over half the mountain to climb, because winning one game is great. But against a more fancied opponent, now to finish the job is the real test. What do you put it down to, Justine? What's working well for Caitlin? Why is she in front, 1 game to love here?
I think she just, her shots are consistently going over the net now, just keeping it simple, you know, making the right choices, forcing Sally to move the big court again. Because Sally, if you hit the shuttle to her, she's very strong and she's comfortable, you know, with taking the shots. But because Caitlin has very steep shots, it really forces Sally to move and reach at the front when she's attacking. And she's also done a lot of punch clears, which is working in her favor. I think in the previous game she was struggling to find the lines, you know, finding the court a bit more. But today she has found the right height or steepness with her shots and attacking, so they're all going over, which is great. Yeah.
Good stuff.
Second game.
Here we go.
Love all. Play.
Yeah, she's really finding the lines today.
A little Touch of the
Law.
net too as that one made its way through for a winner. And again, you know, at the moment, and if this keeps going this way, it will be a winning video to look back on.
Law.
But if Caitlin was to look at this, and Tony
Time
Griffin calls
out.
time out early
Mighty
in the second
Jazz
game.
Apples.
So Tony Griffin is concerned. But the point I was about to make goes to what you said, Justine, and that is that Caitlin's just taken a little margin out of her shots. They don't need to be million-dollar shots to win the point. And she's got that talent. Just give yourself a little more margin for error, and if it's a clean winner, great. But if it's not, the next one is probably going to be the clean winner.
Yeah, yeah. But she doesn't have to win it so early. She has to stay patient and set herself up for a more effective attack. We can just see Sally rubbing her back a bit, so it could be a bit sore tonight. Not in her peak condition.
It was just out of our camera shot. We saw it here in the gym at Sally Fu. And again, just momentarily there, just reaching towards the lower back.
Play.
Not to say that's the main reason for the result so far. Caitlin's playing superbly.
Yeah.
And do not count Sally Fu
Subs
out
over.
here.
No,
Not
no.
by a long
1,
way.
2.
Yeah, I think Sally is just a little bit hesitant on using the strong
Change.
shots that she's got. Could be because of her back. I'm not sure. Maybe she's not 100% back yet. But yeah, she looks a bit more conservative than usual.
Really good again from Rosario.
It's a great follow-up from Caitlin.
Subs over. 3, 2.
There's that
10%.
misdirected serve. She had all sorts of trouble last
Subs
week.
over.
It's just the
3
second missed
all.
serve tonight, though.
Four, 3. Subs over. 4 all.
Oh, goodness me. One of the shots of the night so far. That's the brilliance that she has.
5, 4.
Caitlin thought
Subs over.
that had caught the line.
5 all.
I was just about to say everything's going her way tonight. But good thing I didn't jinx it.
That was good by Sally.
Yeah.
If she's struggling with this lower back, that was good. She really lunged.
6, 5.
Yeah, Caitlin's really forcing her to move the big court. Yeah, I think Caitlin has to be careful with her trying too much of her shots
7,
because she was doing really
5.
well when she was choosing the simple shots, you know. Just trying to keep the shuttle in.
This is a nail biter.
Subs
Yeah.
over. 6, 7.
$20,000 prize pool in the Barfoot and Thompson New Zealand League this year.
Seven all.
This time, Sally Fu trying too much.
Yeah.
8-7.
Well, these next few points are huge in the context of this tie tonight.
Yeah, that's really taxing on Sally. If you could tell, Caitlin is really forcing her to use the overhead shot, which
9
is very demanding
7.
on the back.
Just brilliant, though, to see Rosario so patient.
Yeah. Short. Ooh.
The boil over is on. 3
10.
match points.
Match point 7.
Sally watches that one just sail long.
Subs over. 8-10.
How composed is Caitlin Rosario? How much tension in that racket arm? She's got it. Caitlin Rosario delighted, and well she might be. That is a huge win in her career and a huge win for the Starship Rockets as Rosario upsets Sally Fu in straight games, 12-10, 11-8. And that really does
Match
set this
won
tie
by
alight.
Starship Rockets. 12-10, 11-8.
That is one that, without disrespecting Rosario at all, it's one that the Apples would have targeted and said, yep, we're favourites to win that. When they do the mental exercise and say, you know, where are we going to be after 2 or 3 games, I reckon they might have banked on that one. But that is a wonderful performance by Rosario. And she's deserving of that. You mentioned she played well last week, and tonight she got over the line, Justine.
Yep, she did. She played superb. Sally started strong with a 5-0 lead in the first game, but, you know, Caitlin found another gear and closed the first game 12-10. And she managed to keep the momentum and played well and picking the right shots, really forcing Sally to move and work for her shots. So, yeah, well done, Caitlin, on your win and putting another point on the board. Over to you, Andrew.
Thanks, Justine. How good is that?
So good. I don't think I have words to describe how I'm feeling right now.
And listen, one word I'll use is patience. Because if there's something we see when we see you play, it's that sometimes you're not patient enough with yourself and your own shot-making ability. You waited your moments out there tonight, and I'm sure when you look back over the game, you just made Sally move, and then you found the right moment, didn't you?
Oh, definitely. I think during practice and stuff, I've just really been working on that whole patience factor and trying to just calm myself in the game.
And in the big moments, you had a couple of hiccups in previous games, but you stayed calm. You focused on each point one at a time.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I think a lot of it was also the support that I feel around, like through Starship. Also, they've like texted us and given us the support, so thank you very much. But also the crowd in general, it's just been so amazing with the support and like keeping me and my team also just like real fired up.
Well done. Congratulations. Great performance. Great win. Caitlin Rosario gets the win over Sally Fu, and that really does give the Rockets a little boost early in the night on this one. Stay with us. There's more great action to come in the Barfoot and Thompson New Zealand Badminton League.
We were in a remote bay. Jasmine had a cardiac arrest. She had less than a 3% chance of making it.
The accident happened in Fiji.
The doctor said to me, "We're gonna bring him home."
When a child's life hangs in the balance, the staff at New Zealand's only paediatric intensive care unit will be there for them. Please, join the Starship Foundation as we continue to provide brighter futures for our most critically ill children. Go to starship.org.nz starship.org.nz and donate now.
Welcome back to Sky Sport Next coverage with Badminton New Zealand of the Barfoot and Thompson New Zealand League. And this one's been set alight, this one, with an upset win for Caitlin Rosario over Sally Fu, which gives the Starship Rockets, remember, going into this, they have 6 points on the table. And if they are to pick up all three tonight, then that sews up the two grand final spots. Tigers are already there. And if the Rockets can get all 3 points tonight, they will also confirm their place in the grand final. Still plenty of opportunities, though, for the Apples to climb back into it. And we start with the men's doubles as we welcome out two pairings out on court for this next match, led by Jonathan Curtin and partnered by Abhinav Manota. And then following is Evan Wong and Dakman Vong for the mighty Jazz Apples.
It's Jono's first appearance for tonight.
Yep. And still a bit of a buzz around after that win by Caitlin.
Yeah.
A lot of people, I think, very happy for her.
Yeah.
Nothing against Sally at all. She's the unlucky one to have to come up against Caitlin in that sort of a mood. But that win's been coming, hasn't it,
Yeah.
for Caitlin? And she just found the right timing and the right decision-making.
I think her win could also determine the vibe in the team.
Yeah.
You know, like what happened in the Apples and the Whales, you know,
Good
once
game.
Andy
Good
won.
game.
This could be what's happening today, because that's what's great
All right,
about a
gentlemen,
team.
Black or green?
Team.
Abhinav, you want to go black or green?
It's Greg with the coin toss.
Who's going to receive? Dakman's receiving. Who's going to serve? And okay.
So, without question, the mighty Jazz Apples now have to respond. Because I've talked about the scenario, if the Rockets win tonight and pick up all three, then they go straight into the grand final with a week still to play. But the Apples, they're 2 points behind the Rockets as we see our players introduced. Dakman Vong there, #1 ranked men's doubles player. The Apples are 2 points behind the Rockets on the points table. So they too, it's crucial they get all 3 points tonight so they can leapfrog the Rockets on the table. Jonathan Curtin playing tonight with Manota, typically has played with Dylan Sajasa. So a change up in the partnership with the return of Mani Manota to the team. Certainly doesn't hurt them, obviously. He's international standard. It can't be taken for granted, though, that they might need a little time to get a combination going. There's Evan Wong, and this has been a consistent selection, Vong and Wong, right through the tournament.
Yeah, I think his skill, Abhinav, call him Abibi, he's really good at bringing out the best out of everyone, whoever he plays with, because he's so good at setting up the game. He's great touch.
Rankings #1 ranked singles player and 2 in doubles, and of course has been playing internationally in recent weeks with Oliver Leyden-Davis as they chase those Olympic ranking points. Still chasing the Tokyo Olympics.
Which is 100 days away.
Wow, is that today?
Could be yesterday.
So
maybe 99 now.
So I was going to say, let's go with 99.
100. We're down to double digits.
Yeah, I've had it on my calendar for a long, long time, for about 4 years. In my previous role
Now it's 5.
With the Tall Blacks as manager of the New Zealand Tall Blacks, and of course through funding issues they are no longer able to chase their Olympic dream, having to pull out of the Olympic qualifying tournament. But
ladies and gentlemen,
it's been a bit of a moving target for so many people, hasn't it, with the delay?
Represented by Dakman Vong and Evan Wong. On my left, Starship Rockets, represented by Jonathan Curtin and Abhinav Manota. Starship Rockets to serve, Jonathan Curtin to Dakman Vong. Love all. Play. One love.
No room for nerves in the 11 points.
The other thing you'll see and hear is the communication from Manota. Very good. Whether it's in quiet conversation or whether it's during a rally. It's a great combination, isn't it? They're showing no signs of any rust or miscommunication.
Yeah.
Change shuttle.
Yeah, speaking of communication, Mani's really sure with his shots, so if he says it's his, it's his. I used to play mixed with him once. And I was in his way, and he kind of just pushed me over.
So it was interesting. You said you played mixed with him once.
Oh, back in time.
Did you not get
we used
invited
to
back?
No. We used to play mixed together. And then he specialized.
4 love.
Yeah, I was unwanted.
The good start is brought to an end for the
Service
moment,
over.
anyway.
1-4. Two, 4.
That was a good change of attacking shot from Dakman. Again, it was one of the flatter ones and not so steep. I think everyone is very comfortable at being ready for the steeper smash instead of the ones hit by the shoulders, so that was a good change. Whoa. No way.
That is
Good
just
shot.
brilliant subtlety,
Service
isn't
over.
it?
5.
Helps with the height.
3.
Missed the serve, though.
Service over. 4-5.
This has been a good reply from the Apples.
Out.
By serving out
Service
as well.
over.
Wow, by
6.
getting to 4-5 from
4.
Love 4 down.
Yeah.
Back-to-back service issues, though, one for each team.
Oh.
Just caught the frame.
Service over. 5-6.
Here in a call to Hawkins, just heading away in the background to go and warm up for the women's doubles.
Whoa. Just found the net there.
Service over. 7-5.
Oh. Yeah,
Service
Marty just
over.
failed to dump the shot a bit.
7.
He dumped it a bit too far into the court, which made it easy for the Apples to retrieve. Good serve. Great control from Abhinav.
Service over. 8-6.
And again, any kids watching at home, just watch the racket control of Minota especially. The number of times that he will win or
9,
set up a winning point
6.
through a lack of pace, through causing the opposition to lift.
And saying that he also really keeps the opponent guessing, because once he can tell that he's been playing a lot of soft shots, he does change it to the more quicker
Service
shots.
over. 7-9.
Well, that's disappointing from Dakman
Great
Vong.
defense. That was also great defense
Service
from
over.
Jonathan.
10. Game point. 7. Play.
Yeah, great shot
Game.
from Jonathan.
Good combination from Jonathan Curtin and Abhinav
First game
Minota.
won by Starship's Rockets. 11-7.
Well, just said that maybe there was an opportunity for the Apples to exploit a rustiness in the combination between the two Rockets players, but no signs of it. They settled into it really quickly, got that 4-love lead, and in the end, that's proven to be the difference with 11-7 the final score.
Yeah.
What can these two do to get back into the match?
It's hard to say because Jono is actually playing really well too. So I think with Mani on the court, you would obviously want to hit away from him. But I think Jono is handling himself very well, and he's responding well to the speed. And he's also been changing pace and moving the shuttle around, forcing the Apples to move too. So, and they couldn't really do much with the shuttle. So it'll be interesting to see what their gameplay would be in the first 3 points. Maybe I can tell you once I see what they do.
Okay, so first 3 points, we'll have a prediction.
Yeah. And what the coaches will say. Yeah, because right now, Evan and Dakman aren't really doing much
20 seconds.
to
20
the
seconds.
shuttle. So we'll see if they're going to be a bit more aggressive in this game.
Yeah, see if they can put their game plan, imprint their pattern onto the game.
Yeah, because last time they played the Rockets, they played insanely
game.
good. So if they can bring that back up again,
Love all.
it'll be good for them.
Yeah, they won it in
Play.
3 games. Of course, that was against Curtin and Sajasa.
Oh.
1. Love.
Minota, the silent assassin.
The smiling assassin.
Well, and smiling. They both apply.
Who gave that nickname to him?
I'm not
Service
sure.
over.
I can't claim it.
1
It's
all.
Good shot.
Fault.
Same shot Caitlin played.
Yeah. And with equally
Service over.
good touch
2
from Minota.
1.
He just went, at the end of a game, you must just feel like you've been beaten up in the most friendly way by Minota.
He's not very friendly on court. No, I'm kidding. Nah, he is. He is. Unless you make a really
3,
controversial line call.
1.
He's
He's pretty nice. I've never complimented him this much, you know?
We'll play the tape back.
Great defense.
Well, you called it that Curtin's
Yeah,
giving plenty to this combination,
4,
and they've started well
1.
again.
he's really stepped up.
Service over. 2 4. Change shuttle. Change.
Ooh,
They
that
really
was the
are.
right choice, actually, from Deckman.
Yeah, loving
Service
the
over.
movement between
5,
Minota and Curtin.
2.
They really are perfectly in sync.
Yin and yang.
And they are very much in control now.
6 2. Timeout. Mighty Jazz Apples.
So Tony Griffin has seen enough in this second game. And we might get a shot of the conversation. There he is, not happy. We will, I'm sure, for our grand final, we'll have our coaches mic'd up again, and we'll be able to drop back
20
in
seconds.
and eavesdrop on those
20
timeouts.
seconds.
It's, you didn't have to be a lip reader to know
6-2.
that Tony was not
Play.
happy.
That was a great read from Evan.
And on occasion, it just doesn't matter how good you are if the opposition are just that much better. Because
7-2.
Evan and Dackman there, they played pretty well in that rally.
Service over. 3. Sorry, correction. 8-3.
This could also be the result from Caitlin's
Right.
win, like I said before, you know,
8-3.
because her win was so significant to the team. It
Sorry.
carries on.
My bad.
Carries on with the vibes, with that winning vibe onto their men's doubles.
And that certainly kept that momentum going. It'd be pretty tough to haul back from here now, you would
Service
think.
over.
Not
3,
beyond
8.
young Apples pairing, but 3-8 in the race to 11. They're in trouble. And in a little more. And this pairing on their toes.
Service over.
Upbeat.
9-3.
They've had smiles on the faces through most of the match, whilst their opposition just not quite had the body language. That's better.
Wouldn't say
Service
that was
over.
the best defense.
4-9.
Didn't quite find the length there. But it was good that the Apple capitalized on it. Yep. A change in serve.
5-9. Change them.
The psychology of sport is fascinating. I do enjoy that sort of a study of a match or players or teams. And
whoa. Ooh.
it's pushing back into the same corner, Minota. Point I was halfway towards
Service
making
over.
as we reach match point is that
match point.
it's incredible
5.
how players can be affected by a scoreboard in terms of their mood and their body language. The score can dictate how they look and therefore how they feel.
Ooh.
That one's called
Service
in.
over. 6.
They
10.
can afford it, right?
And yet you can argue, Justine, that when you're behind, that's the time when you need to be at your best.
Here we go.
Saved a couple of match points.
7-10. Play.
That's wide, another one saved. Now it starts to get interesting.
8-10.
Well, Vong and Wong finally on song. Here they come. Here they come. They've
Timeout.
saved 4, and now Fanny Megawati
out.
says, let's have a
By
timeout.
Starship Rockets.
Ooh, 10-9.
And
A
this,
timeout.
this really just applies the pressure now back on the Apples. If nothing else, Fanny Megawati's just made them think about coming back out to serve with one more match point to overcome.
My heart is beating so fast. I mean, 10-9. And imagine having to serve. Who is he serving to? Mani. It's a lot of pressure. Lots of pressure.
Suddenly the smiles have gone from the
Oh,
Rockets.
but it's Deckman serves
9-10.
peak when he's under
Play.
pressure, so we'll see how this goes. Yep. Stays true.
Didn't quite make it. It was a brave effort at a comeback and ultimately just falls short.
Yeah.
The Starship Rockets pick up another win and they go out to 3-1 on the night. And edging ever closer. Now that's at least a golden game guaranteed for the Rockets. But one more win in the remaining 2 matches tonight and they
Match
pick up
won
all
by
3.
Starship Rockets. 11-7, 11-9.
And Vong and Wong, they just showed some form a little bit too late. And they never really showed a huge amount of energy, it seemed. They just weren't buzzing, weren't in the match. Whilst Curtin and Minota, they were superb early on and then just crept over the line.
Yeah. Like you said, Rockets played superb tonight. You know, Jono was holding his ground and moving the shuttle around with his defense, you know, making the right choices. Also, Mani was very assertive in his choices and changing up the pace, challenging the net, shutting down the net. Yeah, both players did well to get the dub tonight. Apples showed a bit of fight towards the end, you know, closing it real well, but Fanny just did some tactical timeouts, which worked in Rockets' favor. So well done to both the Rockets players tonight. Over to you, Andrew.
Thanks, Justine. Well done, guys. Congratulations. Really good combination. I thought maybe there was a chance of a bit of rust with you having been away, but have you been on court? You've been practicing together a little bit?
Not so much together, but he's been on court, and I think that's good enough for him.
How easy was it to step straight back into a combination and find what looked to be a pretty good rhythm early on?
To be honest, I was just focusing on one shot at a time, 1 point at a time. And to be honest, John covered me so well, so I just literally, I could take my chances, and then, I could do some crazy stuff there. If it works, it works, sometimes. And to be honest, I wasn't expecting to play like that. So I had to step up and then, just work.
What was going on at the end? Got a bit nervy.
I think we just tried a little too hard to get the win instead of playing the game. Once Fanny timed us out, we got back into the game plan, and then it sort of worked out again.
Well done, good win, and sets you up now. You're at least in a golden game situation, but one more win and all 3 points and a place in the grand final. Well done, fellas. Starship Rockets win the men's doubles, and that puts them on the precipice now at 3-1 tonight. One more win, and they are into the grand final with a week of badminton still to go. The mighty Jazz Apples, though, they might have other things on their minds. Perhaps a comeback and then a golden game. The women's doubles is next.
Join the Starship Foundation as we continue to provide brighter futures for children in New Zealand's only paediatric intensive care unit. Go to starship.org.nz and donate now.
Sky Sport Next coverage. Welcome in wherever you are watching around New Zealand, around the world, to the Barfoot and Thompson New Zealand Badminton League, and the Starship Rockets are all but, not just tonight, but in terms of a place in the grand final, because they lead 3-1 on the night, on the back of, well, really still the place is abuzz on the back of Caitlin Rosario's win in the women's singles. They backed that up with a win in the men's doubles, and now it's an opportunity for Rosario to get back out there and continue a very good night and maybe put herself forward for Crystal Ashley Designs MVP discussions. Let's welcome our women's doubles players onto our court here at the North Harbour Badminton Centre. Led out by Alyssa Tagle, Rosario, Sally Fu and Erina Calder-Hawkins. And the risk here is that the Apples are just a little deflated, knowing that the prospect of 3 points is gone. You know, the best they can do tonight now is pick up 2, but they must desperately try and do that and keep their hopes of a grand final alive into next week's matches.
Hopefully they're not coming into the game as sour apples.
Green or black? Black.
Oh, green. You went there.
Green. And Caitlin, you'll receive.
Do you know you just put me?
Erin to serve. Thank you.
I was going to say that. Sorry, this could degenerate very quickly.
Yeah, okay. We'll stop. I was very proud of that. Actually, I'm really bad at these.
You could say you're rotten at them.
No, rotten. No, see, I thought of rotten, but it was too bit harsh. It was too harsh.
No, let's just end that. Let's just focus on these players because they are quality. I'm loving this. The league over the past how many weeks now? It must be 7 or 8 weeks. We had the
lockdown.
With the little COVID break in between and affected the schedule initially, but we're back into it. And these players a chance to play each other week in, week out, high-level badminton. We just saw Caitlin's bio there. There's Sally. And,
Sally Fuzio.
And the question mark is whether she might need to visit the physio, because we are concerned just about her back, and she's not making any excuses. She's out there and she's playing, but I don't think there's too much doubt, Justine, that she's a little hindered. She's not the normal Sally Fu, is she?
No.
There's Alyssa Tagle, and highlighting that she's now into her favourite parts of the evening, the doubles and the mixed. It's where she excels, and she will back up and play in the mixed with Dylan Sajasa.
I'd love to see Alyssa on the singles court. I think she can do it. It's 11 points.
There's Erina Calder-Hawkins. And I'm just confirming, yes, it is her first appearance tonight, because she typically has played in the 3v3. Didn't tonight. Sally Fu got the nod there.
Ready to play.
So how much fight is there in the Mighty Jazz Apples? And what about the composure from the Rockets? Can Caitlin Rosario just underline?
Are they going to the moon tonight with a 5-1 win?
Aim for the stars.
Aim for the stars.
Aim for the stars.
For the Starship Rockets. It's a good night.
Oh, we just, our director, did you hear that? Did you?
No, what did the technical say?
Our director just said we're sounding like a Hallmark card.
A Hallmark card.
And what's wrong with that?
What does that mean?
People
like
writing the
right.
cards, the cards for all the special occasions. And there's nothing wrong with that. Some people make a very good living out of writing the words inside those cards. Anyway, as I said, let's get back to the badminton.
Ladies and gentlemen,
make or break time for the Apples.
On my right, Starship Rockets, represented by Caitlin Rosario, Alyssa Tagle. On my left, Mighty Jazz Apples, represented by Erina Calder-Hawkins, Sally Fu. Mighty Jazz Apples to serve, Erina Calder-Hawkins to Caitlin Rosario. Love all. Play.
What happened? I didn't see it. I think there was a bit of miscommunication. Ah, yeah.
1. Love.
Just need to sort that out as quickly as they can. So accuracy from Rosario
It's
that we
over.
saw in that singles.
1-all.
Oh.
Oh,
There's the
drop.
height playing in. I wish I could relate. That was a really great steep
over.
shot.
2-1. Three, 1.
Again, there was one of those smashes where it's quite high. Those are
4,
really effective because not
1.
a lot of people like taking those.
They've settled very quickly, Fu and Calder Hawkins, and movement's good, decision making even better.
Good swing. Ooh.
Both went, both left it.
Yeah. I think we are seeing Sally smash a lot
4.
more with having to cover less of the court. Well left.
I think she was pleased to be able to leave it
Over.
as well. That's
5,
really going to test the back, isn't it?
2.
That outside in forehand, the overhead shot, really twisting.
Good serve. Yeah, here we see the smashes. Ooh, great touch.
Service over. 3, 5.
It's a little more like the singles
4,
where
5.
Rosario had to be patient, and perhaps the Rockets need to do something similar here.
Ooh. Ooh, that was great defense.
Fault.
And then great offense, the
Yeah.
power from Fu.
Service over.
It almost looked like she hit that
6,
with her eyes closed with the cross
4.
defense, but it was good. They take those. You're struggling to find the back line from the Apples.
Service over. 5, 6. Play.
You know, often after the league, we have Thursday morning trainings at 6 a.m. And usually you can tell which players have won their game or lost. And which ones didn't enjoy my commentating.
Out. Service over. 7, 6.
Yeah, welcome to the world of commentary, Justine, where everyone will give you feedback.
And it's on the internet these days. They can replay it whenever they want. Ooh, that was a good choice, though.
Service over. 7, All.
They've just edged their way back into this quietly, the Rockets. And now they edge in front.
Yeah, Sally was just saying that was a high smash.
7.
Great coverage. That was a great serve from Melissa, but even a more surprising return from Sally. It just shows how strong she is.
All. Play. It's over. 9. 8.
Whoa.
Well played, Caitlin Rosario.
10. Game point. 8.
One game point saved and still another to face
It's
down.
over. 9. 10.
And Rosario delighted at that one going long. And they take out a very close opening game, 11-9. It's
First game won by Starship Rockets, 11-5.
You just
Correction, 9.
You just kind of get the feeling that when you look back at the scoreline, it kind of backs it up tonight, all the games, that it feels like all the close calls, the marginal decisions, it's all going the way of the Rockets. And they've won most of the close games. Second game in the men's singles, 12-10 for Ricky Cheng. He went on to lose the game, but he won that close one. In the women's singles, Rosario wins 2 close games, 12-10, 11-8. We saw the doubles, 11-7, 11-9. It's all been close, but the Rockets are just finding a way to get over the finish line, aren't they? And they've done it again there, 11-9.
Yeah, they're doing very well tonight. Very aggressive.
So they're literally now 1 game away from not just winning tonight, but from a place in the grand final. Can I get a confirmation from our producer and director?
All-rounder.
9 points would be enough.
Is it?
And maybe we can show the points table. And
You're
just
putting
get
him under pressure.
confirmation. We may well be able to see the points table here. And then we can all do the math. There we go.
I'll leave
So
that to
Tigers
you.
are there on 13. So if the Rockets get 3, they go to 9. There's only 1 round of matches to play, and a 5-point margin is enough. So
Yeah.
So I'm
Some quick maths there.
I'm satisfied.
You're
If the Apples, though, can force this to a golden game tonight, they keep things alive going into next week. And the Rockets play the Whales, and the Apples play the Tigers next week at Waitakere.
Second game, level, play.
Yeah, I think Targlane may have apologised there,
It's over.
Justine. I think that was possibly her side of the
1.
court to cover.
Love.
Left a lot for Rosario to do.
Two, love.
Great defense. Great. That was some great exchange there. Great badminton.
And Rosario chose the
over.
right shot and executed superbly every time. It's amazing, isn't it, in this game, Justine, a good defensive shot can very quickly put your team onto attack, can't it?
And what makes a good defensive shot is when it puts the other pair under pressure, like returning the pressure on them after they've just played an attack. Yeah, I think both the Apples have to be a bit more ready with the higher smashes because the Rockets aren't really doing a lot of steep ones. That was a good choice from Caitlin.
Yeah, because the temptation again might have been to play with some power there, but she just took the pace off the shuttle.
And she was
Griffin
also
wants to have a chat.
very early because if you show up at the net with your racket up, that already shows you to be more dangerous than having your racket down because you can play any shot. You can play it down, you can play it up, you can add pressure, you can add speed or cut pace. So having the racket up high at the net is a good thing to do. So if you're watching, have your racket up high.
Another one for the boys and girls watching.
Boys and girls.
And indeed the interclub players and the social grade players, doesn't matter what age, you should always be learning.
Yeah. That's what makes you the best, always learning.
20 seconds, 20 seconds.
Even though the scoreline reflects a very close match so far, you just feel Rosario and Tagle are in relatively a comfortable position here. They're in control. Seem to have the answers.
Great shot.
Five, 2.
Great coverage.
It's over. 3, 5.
Let's see if we can just see a lift in intensity from the Apples.
Good choice from Erina. Yep. Sally responds with a high smash too.
It's awkward, isn't it, to suddenly try and defend up and around the shoulder.
Yep, I hate it. So if you ever play me, now you know what to do.
Because that's very likely to happen.
Oh, great choice. She's playing very well today.
It's over. 6, 4. It's over. 5, 6.
Apples are still in this. They just have to keep the fighting spirit because I think both players in the Apples have the right artillery to win this one. Ooh.
Wow.
It's over. 7, 5.
Looked to be hit too flat, didn't it?
But she found the line.
Ran out of pace and dropped on the line.
It's a great rally. Oh, what a
wonderful.
rally.
Not the best ending, certainly not for the Rockets, but great stuff
It's
from
over.
both combinations.
6-7. Wipe the court, please.
And it gives both pairings a chance just to regather physically and mentally.
Like I said before, if Apple's just, stepped up and kept the fighting spirit, they're still in this game. In it to win the second game for the Apples.
Sally. 6-7. Play.
Well left, Rosario. He's made so many good decisions tonight.
It's over.
Yeah.
8-6.
It's starting to look very good for a Tigers Rockets grand final.
9-6.
And it looks even better now. Start to pencil it
10.
in and get the pens
Match
ready.
point. 6. Game.
Starship Rockets have landed, and their destination is the grand final.
Going to the moon.
They have won this one 4-1 with one match to play, and that confirms their place in the grand final. So the Tigers can start the scout. They can
Match won by Starship Rockets. 11-9, 11-6.
knowing who their opponents are going to be. And that was just a really classy doubles performance. Rosario and Tagle combined perfectly and just had the edge. Even in a close match, they just always appeared to be in control.
Yes, they did. Yeah, very tight match in the first game, going point by point, but lots of variations from the attack, high and steep smashes, also lots of defense and swing. But, Rockets just edged out by being the more consistent pair, taking the first win. And there were a lot of exchanges again in the second game, but both Alyssa and Caitlin just stood their ground and really showed dominance in the second game. So well done to Alyssa and Caitlin. Over to you, Andrew.
Thanks, Justine. Grand final, here we come. I'm guessing you guys knew that with the reaction at the end.
Yeah, we knew this was an important match to go into, but we tried to kind of think of the match first before going into the grand final, just so we don't get so distracted. And yeah.
It's been a great night for you. You've shown some great form, and again, good decision making in that match. Whether it was leaving a shuttle that was long or choosing the right shot, you must be really pleased.
Oh, definitely. I think I was a lot more focused in this game. I think after that high of the singles that my senses felt better, and then the coaching and everything around me was just so much more simplified in my head that I could play way better than I thought I could.
I think they call it in the zone. Well done. Brilliant performance. Good stuff, guys. Booking their place, not only a win tonight, but booking their place in the grand final on the 1st of May. Get your tickets. Make sure you're there at Sky City Theatre. It's going to be a wonderful day. It all begins at 3 o'clock. I'm kind of previewing that now, but there's still another game to come tonight. And then we've got another week of action next week leading into that grand final. And the mixed doubles might be consolation, but it's still going to be a lot of fun. Stick around. That's coming up next.
We were in a remote bay. Jasmine had a cardiac arrest. She had less than a 3% chance of making it.
The accident happened in Fiji.
The doctor said to me, "We're gonna bring him home."
When a child's life hangs in the balance, the staff at New Zealand's only paediatric intensive care unit will be there for them. Please, join the Starship Foundation as we continue to provide brighter futures for our most critically ill children. Go to starship.org.nz and donate now.
One game to go tonight. It is a consolation opportunity only for the mighty Jazz Apples. So let's see how they can bounce back after the disappointment of that women's doubles, which confirms a 4-1 result. So they cannot be caught, the Starship Rockets. And the 3 points will propel them into the grand final on the 1st of May. Let's bring our players out, though, and let's see what fight is left in the Apples. It's the mixed doubles to wrap up the evening. It does, for the Apples anyway, Justine Villegas, it does just let the air out of the balloon, doesn't it? It's just a little bit flat now, but they've got to, and I'm sure they'll be focused. And for Angelina Ong, it's her only appearance tonight. I'm sure Oscar will be very professional in his approach. But for the Rockets, it's just a weight lifted off their shoulders, isn't it? They can just play with complete freedom.
Green or black?
Almost both sides actually can just play with complete freedom because
for very different reasons.
So you serve. Which end do you want? This one. Who receive first? Oscar. Okay. 2 minutes.
It's been quite the journey, hasn't it, for the mighty Jazz Apples? They, in the first week of competition, I
don't know if they want you to bring that up again.
Kind of got to. Kind of got to. They came, there's Angelina at 17 years of age. She's a player for the future, getting her opportunity in this year's Barfoot and Thompson.
Yeah, I've really enjoyed watching her play, actually. She's a lot stronger than I expected. So, well done, Angelina.
She's a tall young lady and will no doubt continue to do some growing and get physically stronger over the next couple of years. Dylan Sajasa And you called it earlier, Justine, saying he was watching from courtside and hoping that he could just go out and have some fun in the mixed. He can, knowing that the win is in the bag already. But they started their Barfoot and Thompson New Zealand League, the Jazz Apples, with a love 6 defeat against the Plenty Bay Whales. But then they bounced back superbly and have got themselves into contention before ultimately falling at this penultimate hurdle tonight.
They actually have more wins than the Rockets, because they have 2 wins while Rockets only have 1. But
going into tonight, the Rockets have just leveled that up, of course. But you're right, the Rockets had the 6 points to the Apples 4, and that was courtesy of the Rockets
always losing the golden game.
Pretty much going to golden game every time and getting that bonus point, if you like. So there's Alyssa Thagley, and we saw Oscar's bio there as well. So opportunity here for Angelina to play alongside Oscar. There's not too many years between them, but certainly there's a gulf of experience. As Vic Kim calls the players to order. The warm-up concludes. A couple of serves, and we'll be ready to go. Dylan Sajasa with his final rehearsal, and Angelina.
Dylan was telling me one of his students actually counts how many times he sows.
On my left, Starship Rockets.
Counts how many times
he sows, like, does his war cry?
Oh.
And on my left, Mighty J Apples.
I don't know the number.
Oscar Guo, Angelina Ung. Starship Rockets to serve. Angelina Taegul to Oscar Guo.
Oh, bit of a mix-up there. That's okay. Oh, that was great receive.
It's over 1 low.
Oh, that is
great
lovely.
Touch.
That is lovely.
2 low.
Justine, for our audience, how often junior players, Angelina at 17, in between points here, just describe how often they play
so-called
each
too
of
high.
the disciplines.
Service
Singles,
over.
mixed doubles.
1,
Are they,
2.
as juniors, are they pretty much playing everything?
Yeah, they play all 3. In New Zealand anyway, they tend to play all 3.
Service over 3-1.
Because oftentimes there's quite a big jump between the top 3 or the top 5 of the juniors and then, you know, the level. So whoa, good rally. So yeah, I was saying, in terms of the juniors, there is quite a big jump between the top 3 of that age group to the next. So they can afford to play 3 events because it's not so physically taxing for them. Oscar and Angelina playing really well.
Hardly made a mistake.
You jinxed it.
Service over
I'll take that.
2-5.
How's your bubble tea, by the way?
Great. Keeping me warm.
Ooh. Yeah, loving this. Oscar's in the mood, isn't he?
Service over 6-2.
Whoa, good coverage. It's
Time
good that Angelina
out.
picked a side and
Starship Rockets.
kept it there. Makes it really easy for Oscar to know what he has to cover for the next few shots.
Yeah, and Fanny Megawati calls timeout. It's interesting. It's come up a few times in commentary, so just describe that in a bit more detail. So when the player that essentially is not involved in the rally, they set themselves up, don't they, to cover one side or the other. So does it become an issue when they don't? If they stay in the middle of the court, it makes the decision harder for the backcourt player.
It's mostly the one who's at the front who determines where the
backcourt player
should cover.
goes.
Yeah, exactly. Because obviously it's the
20
backcourt that can
seconds.
see what the front court is
20
doing.
seconds.
So if the front court double guesses or, is unsure with what they're covering, it makes it really hard for the backcourt player because they have to guess instead of eliminating the options. Good choice.
Some good rallies.
Yeah. It's good to see that Angelina's not afraid to challenge the net, actually. Because oftentimes you'll see that they'll be afraid to challenge the net and just lift it away.
Service over 8-3. Service over 4-8. Five, 8.
Whoa.
It's a good get from Oscar, but just pulled it wide.
6, 8.
Rockets nudging their way back into this game. They were a long way down.
Yep, Angelina's done well to keep the shuttle on her side and
over,
covering
9,
A side.
6.
Oh, that was close.
Service over 7-9.
Yeah, the serve got Angelina into trouble there.
Yeah, change of serve.
9.
As soon as that receiving player steps forward, they're totally committed.
Mm. Yeah, that was a good call from Oscar.
Service over 10, game point 8. Service over 9, 10.
Oscar was dying to get back there and try and take one of those smashes.
10 all.
Another game point now for the Apples.
So it's over.
And another count
11,
in
10.
the Dylan Sajasa shouting column. What do they call it? What do they say shouting?
Sow. Yeah, sewing. It's called sewing. Ooh, that's a good choice, though.
Service over 11 all.
Oh. Great defense. Oh.
In the end, it was just one scramble too many.
Yeah.
Brave stuff from Angelina Ung, but better play from the Rockets. And again, are they going to win another close game? The close moments have all gone their way. Oh, there's the shuttle just trying to even the ledger.
Teasing them a little bit, weren't they?
Service over 13-12.
Yeah, it was great anticipation, Alyssa.
Well, again, the Rockets do come through the close moments.
First game on by Starship, Rockets 14-12.
And that's even further disappointment for the Apples to have to deal with. They had a couple of game points to take it out, couldn't finish. Just a reminder about next week's action. And whilst we might have our grand finalists, there's still great badminton to watch. Come and see it live at Waitakere Badminton Hall, or join us live. Our Sky Sport Next coverage. The Rockets play the Wales on Tuesday night, starting at 7, and on Wednesday night it is the Apples up against the Tigers. So the two grand finalists are separated, so there's no dress rehearsal, if you like, but they can certainly start scouting ahead of the grand final. A reminder that takes place on Saturday the 1st of May from 3 in the afternoon at Sky City Theatre. It's a unique experience, great opportunity to come and see badminton on stage.
Play. Service over. 1 love.
Quick start here from the Apples.
They started strong in the first game too. Great defense.
Unlucky there. The Apples controlled that for much of the rally.
It's over. 1-2. Two all.
That's 3 in that rally, so I think it's like 6 in total, 7.
2.
I don't even know.
Well,
Maybe the chat can tell us.
I was going to say, if any of those students are watching our coverage, just join in on the chat and let us know what's the count up to for Dylan. We've turned around a 2-point deficit into a 2-point lead. And they might run away with this.
5-2. Service over. 3-5.
Well played. Good response from Angelina to a very good shot from Dylan.
4-5.
Soft hands.
Five all. Service over. 6-5. Service over. 6-all.
Good fight here from Guo and
7-6.
Ung.
Service over. 7-all.
Just a few simple mistakes from
Service over.
Dylan Sujasa.
8-7.
Great choice from Alyssa.
Service over. 8-all.
Oh, he just couldn't get out of the way. That's brilliant from both combinations.
9-8.
How about the athleticism of Oscar Guo?
Yeah.
Spectacular. This is a great match, you know, great fight.
Yeah, it's good to see that both sides are still
Giving it their all.
Yeah.
Yep.
Maybe they're going for the MVP. Whoa.
Oh, Dylan loomed large, didn't he, there?
I don't know how he got to that point, that shot before
Match
Alyssa.
point 9.
Speedy.
This point to wrap up a 5-1 win and a little celebration to follow.
Great rally. Oh, keep going.
Starship Rockets are into the grand final in style. They win the mixed, and they've won just about everything tonight. And they win it 5-1 in the end and book their place in the grand final. And they'll be a real threat. They're finding form. Caitlin Rosario played superbly tonight. And with the return of Abhinav Minota,
Match won by Starship Rockets. 14-12, 11-9.
they will be a formidable foe for the Tiger Brokers Tigers in that grand final. Still a week of action to come next week, but good performance, good game, entertaining game of mixed, even though the tie was decided. And Dylan Sujasa and Alyssa Tagle just came through in the big moments again.
Yeah, it was great to see both sides still play their best, even though the Rockets have already won. You know, Apple started very dominant in the first game. And it was great to see Angelina not being afraid to challenge the net and Oscar covering the court well and really showing, you know, strong in his attacks. But Rockets really managed to edge the first game by staying composed, keeping the game simple, and yeah, staying strong, staying on top of it. So well done to Rockets. Dylan and Alyssa, well done. So over to you, Andrew.
Thanks, Justine. Congratulations, guys. Going into that, it's kind of tough. The tie's already won. They're playing for a consolation point. You guys relax a little. Did it just make it a bit more fun?
Yeah, a little bit more, because you can relax knowing that you've already done enough for the team to go to the final. But yeah, it was a little bit too relaxed. We made too many mistakes, but I'm glad we caught up in the end.
You guys have just had a knack tonight of winning the close moments. When we look back over the night, there's a lot of close games. You guys as a team won just about every one of them. It's important, isn't it, to win in those big moments?
Yeah, I think everyone in the team stepped up tonight, and it really showed, you know, with the whole team performance. I think it was quite a dominating win, but credit to Oscar and Angelina in the last set. They really pushed us at the start and had to bring our intensity.
Now, I understand there's some kids keeping tally of not your winning shots, but your vocal performance. They're counting, are they?
Yeah, shout out to Tony. I know he's watching. Yeah, he's counting how many times I'm sewing or shouting. Yeah, apparently I've got a world record in it.
We'll have to watch that next week as well. Now we're all counting. Well done, guys. Congratulations. So a win in the mixed for the Starship Foundation Rockets. And now time to hand out the Crystal Ashley Designs MVP Award for this week. And delighted to say, Caitlin Rosario, how cool is that? Congratulations.
Thank you very much. I'm so happy and I'm so thankful for everyone that supported me, and yay!
It's been a long time coming, hasn't it, to get over the line? But do you feel that you're gradually building through not just this year's competition, but last year as well? It's a wonderful concept, isn't it?
Definitely. I think last year for me was a big confidence hitter in a way. I was so down on my confidence. I kept losing, but this time I tried to stay focused on one particular part of my game, which is patience, and I think I proved that I did well.
Well done. You got a nice trophy, and congratulations, Crystal Ashley Designs MVP Caitlin Rosario taking out the honours tonight with that win in the singles and in the women's doubles. Joined now by Justine to wrap things up, and last time we get to work together ahead of the final round next week and then the grand final. It's been a lot of fun, and I think the Starship Foundation Rockets, they're really building nicely towards that grand final.
Yeah, they are. It's been good fun with you. We had some hallmark does he say? Hallmark comments. But it's been good. Thanks again for this opportunity, and I'm really excited to see Starship Rockets play against the Tigers. They've had a few close games, so again, it'll be another exciting night. So hopefully I'll see you all there.
Still a round of action though next week, and whilst it's consolation, teams will want to maintain that winning form. The Tigers and the Rockets will want to go into the grand final with a win, won't they?
Yes, definitely. They want to stay strong until the finals, and again, it's great to see tonight, especially in the last mix where they still played their best even though the Rockets were already determined to win. Yeah, so
good stuff. Thanks, Justine. And on behalf of the team, that wraps up another night, the second night here of week 5 in the Barfoot and Thompson New Zealand Badminton League. We're back next week, Tuesday night at the Waitakere Badminton Hall, and then Wednesday, and then of course the grand final on the 1st of May at Sky City Theatre. But the Rockets are there. They will play the Tigers in that grand final. Congratulations to them. Winners 5-1 here tonight.